there are potentially lots of things that could go wrong when you're flying your drone. The drone could run out of battery power on the way back and it's not going to make it back, so it has to crash land. Your stick controls might not respond the way that you thought they were going to, and you crash your drone. Try pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up. Pilot's not paying enough attention when flying sideways, and you crash your drone. I think the worst thing that could possibly happen when you're flying your drone is that your controller powers down through loss of battery, loss of power, and just stops working completely. What the f? Not only have you lost any control over the drone, you've also lost the screen. You have no idea what it's looking at, and if you have glanced down at your screen, glanced back up and can't see the drone, potentially a catastrophe. Well, I'm going to simulate exactly that today. I'm going to send Caledonia, my Mini 3 Pro, out on a flight, and then while she's out there, I'm going to turn off the controller and see what happens. Will I ever see Caledonia again? Who knows? Let's find out. So Caledonia is equipped today with 2 Flytron Cree strobes, a green one and a red one, and this is just in case she doesn't come back and I need to go and find her. These are going to help me find her if she's lying in a bush or in the grass or in a field somewhere, and find my drone doesn't take me exactly to where she is. Okay, if you're ready for this, Caledonia, as usual today, it's... Thank you. As usual today, it's quite windy here in Scotland. The wind is blowing in that direction, so I have to be aware of it. I know which way I'm going to be flying her. There are no low-flying aircraft in this area because we're surrounded by hills and low aircraft can't fly here. There are no buildings that I'm going to be flying over. There are no people anywhere. I may fly over a few sheep and some other wildlife, but I'm not really all that worried that I'm going to hurt them. So here we go. The home point's updated, so I know that this is now the home point here. And off she goes. Now my return to home, I'm going to turn on the obstacle avoidance here to bypass. The return to home altitude I'm going to set to 100 metres. There's nothing even close to that in the area, but let's set it to 100 metres anyway. Well, my eyesight is certainly getting better than it was a few months ago, because there's Caledonia out quite a distance and I can actually still see her. The strobes do help a little bit, of course. Okay, at this point here, I'm going to switch off the controller. Got nothing. Nothing there. So, what I expect will happen is the same thing that happened when I carried out this test a couple of years back with Lassie, my DJI Mini 2, and that is that Caledonia will simply return to the home point. She'll first of all rise up vertically to the height that I set, which is 100 metres, and then she will fly horizontally straight back here, and then she will descend until she's landed right at the home point. So, let's wait for her to come back. So she's up at 100 metres. And she's directly over the home point now, which you probably wouldn't be able to see. But as she descends, to precisely where she launched from. So the controller's still turned off, and the drone has safely returned within a couple of minutes. So the very worst thing that can happen when you're flying your drone, your controller powers down. Maybe you didn't charge it up, or maybe it's just developed a fault and it's switched off. You can't see anything on the screen. You're not 100% sure where the drone is. You've got a rough idea, but maybe you can't see it. What's going to happen? She's just going to return to home. If that's the worst thing that can happen, don't be afraid to go out and experiment. Try things. Fly a little bit further than you normally would. Fly a little bit higher than you normally would. Don't go above 120 metres / 400 feet though. That's against the law. Not only is it against the law, it's a bit stupid, because once you get up to that height, you could potentially run into other flying aircraft, okay, identified or unidentified. So my advice is, don't go above 120 metres. My opinion on the V-loss, well, I think you're all aware of what that is. I'm not going to go into it just now. I may go into it later on in another video. But there you go. All I'm trying to say here is, the worst thing that can possibly happen happens. Your drone's going to come back to you safe and sound without a scratch. So, throw caution to the wind, as I have said in another video. And try a few things out your drone. You bought it to have fun. Get out, have some fun. Thanks very much for listening. Give us a wee thumbs up if you liked this. I'll see you on the next one.